Hi, it's Rebecca Whitman, your host of the Balanced, Beautiful, and Abundant Show. I'm a top-rated life coach, an international best-selling author, and a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I'm on a mission to help you go from burned out to balanced, beautiful, and abundant. The experts on this show will help you achieve work-life balance so that you can experience abundance in 7 pillars of life: spirituality, health, emotions, romance, mindset, social, and financial life. When you have all 7 pillars of life in alignment, you are balanced, beautiful, and abundant. Let's go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Secrets of the Powerful Entrepreneur, Travel, Money, Freedom. I'm your host, Ildiko, and I'm here to inspire you to travel, unlock your power from within, finding your answers, and feel passion, freedom, and wealth. And today we have Rebecca Whitman, the magnetic abundance mentor and international best-selling author. Graduated with honors from Princeton University. She was awarded Life Coach of the Year and Empowered Woman of the Year by the International Association of Top Professionals. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here, Ildiko.
So am I. It's while I was getting ready for this interview and I was reading your bio, something caught my eyes, which is the 7 pillar of abundance. So I would suggest we dive into that.
Let's do it. Yeah. So I'll tell you how I came upon them. I did not think I was going to be voted Life Coach of the Year. I moved to LA to pursue my childhood dream of being an actress. And I had small parts on big shows like Friends, CSI, and 24. And because I was not a full-time actress, I had plenty of time to study great spiritual teachings from superstar teachers like Wayne Dyer, Michael Beckwith, Abraham Hicks. And I was able to create an income where I was making 6 figures working part-time. The one area of my life that I kept getting a lot of heartache was in my romantic life. I kept choosing men that were emotionally unavailable, and it was just a really painful part of my life. And I ended up marrying someone that wasn't really, my ideal husband, but I just wanted to have a father to my children. So I kind of pushed my way into this marriage, and it did not work out. My marriage went through divorce as my dad was dying. And one of the last conversations with my dad, he's like, Rebecca, you should write something. You live life in a really unique way. And I had no idea what I was going to write. My dad was buried on a Wednesday. My divorce was finalized on a Friday. And I was devastated, but I kept going. And a few months later, I'm sitting in my financial planner's office and he's like, Rebecca, you're having your best fiscal year ever. You're actually a millionaire this year, yet you lost your dad in your marriage. So tell me what you did. And I explained to him my 7 areas of life and how I strive toward balance. And he's like, you should write a book. So I actually wrote a book, and it's called How to Make a 6-Figure Income Working Part-Time. And in the book, I explain that there are 7 key areas of life: spirituality, fitness, emotions, romance, mental, social, and financial. And when all 7 areas of life are working together, you become balanced, beautiful, and abundant.
Wow. I'm going to dive into one. So, no, I let you actually pick one. Let's do this and let's go deeper into that. How to work with it. What are the results? What are the circumstances?
Sure. So I'll start with spirituality because these pillars are in order of importance. So spirituality is number 1. Because when you are connected to something greater than yourself, call it universe, God, love, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, doesn't matter. Let's call it, for sake of the conversation, love. When you are connected to a greater force than yourself, you can get through anything. And I really believe having a connection with the divine in the morning is a powerful way to start your day. I was 19 and I was in a 12-step meeting, and I sat next to this woman named Janet, and she said, "Come over here. I want to show you how to write a God journal." And she gave me this beautiful journal format. And I have been using this format now for 30 years, and it has helped me start my day on a positive note, learn from the day before, celebrate my wins. Everything that I do is acknowledged in this journal, as well as the people around me, because I learned from the other people on my path. And I'm actually going to gift this to your listeners. We'll talk about that at the end. So every morning I start my day. I write in this abundance journal. I will read something from spiritual literature, and then I pray. And it has been a game changer. And I have been able to walk through really painful situations, like losing my dad, losing my marriage. I've lost 2 soulmate dogs. I'm such a dog person, and I don't have kids, so my dogs are like my kids. So I've been able to walk through that with resilience, grit, and grace because of my connection to the divine. And I would encourage everyone who's listening to have a morning practice. If you're absolutely not a morning person, you can have a nighttime practice, just some way to ground yourself in the first pillar of abundance, which is spirituality.
I totally agree on that. Setting the morning energy and the morning vibe is the most important thing, that you really set yourself up for success, and you really get to experience different practices and see what's working for you and what's not. So for example, I do not meditate, I move. For me, the moving is the thing, whether that is in swimming format or walking or just jumping, but we're all different and we get to find that exercise. And something keeps coming because we didn't talk about that on this summer. Let's touch on the social pillar because it's it's just coming. So I think it would be extremely beneficial for all the entrepreneurs here.
Sure. So when you're an entrepreneur, it can be a very frustrating journey because it takes sometimes longer to get the financial abundance that you want. So I encourage my clients to find a group of other entrepreneurs that have the same goals and the same vision. I like to say, if you find somebody who has what you want, and if you do what they did, you can get what they got. So whether that is a coach or a community or a wonderful summit, like the summit that we're on right now, some kind of community that will hold you up and lift you high and carry you through those frustrating times. It also, being in a community, can give you a chance to be of service and give back and be a mentor. And there's so much reward that comes from being of service. And I think in this high-tech era, people are at home and they're hiding behind their computers and their cell phones. And there's never been more loneliness, depression, even suicide, because people are isolated in technology. The whole point of technology was to connect everyone through the World Wide Web, and we're all connected into one world. So find your tribe, find groups online that you can connect with, that you can have a community with.
This is so true. Loneliness, it's a really big issue. So what would you suggest? I know you said find communities online, but if you feel lonely somewhere, how do you find those people in your area?
Yeah, so I love going to work at a coffee shop. I mean, as long as you have a computer or a cell phone and Wi-Fi, you can work around other people. So if you are feeling lonely and isolated working at home as an entrepreneur, go work at a coffee shop or cafe. You can go to classes, yoga classes or dance classes, fitness classes. You can go to spiritual groups like churches or temples. Or you can also go to like a dog park, join a cooking class, do something that you love to do, and you'll find like-minded people who will want to do that too. There's even on the app Bumble, it used to be a dating app. Now there's a friend portion of the app Bumble. So there's so many different ways to meet online. I had a client she loved walking in nature. And there's actually a Facebook group for people who want to talk on the phone to each other while they're walking in nature. So there's so many ways to socialize, both on the phone and in person. Networking groups are awesome. Live training seminars and events. I'm so glad that they have brought back live events. And it's just, doing a Zoom class is great. I love Zoom, but there's a magic that happens when you're in person with people.
I totally agree on that. It's the magic really happens when you connect. So, for example, I moved here to Panama City, Panama as a solo traveler, and I only had one friend, but I mean, she's not available always, right? And so I really got to go there to meet other people. And these are exactly the tools I did, what you were just talking about. So, Rebecca, fill us in as an entrepreneur and as a successful woman. How did you find your power?
Well, I used to not have my power. So you have to not have something sometimes in order to have it. I feel like society, especially with women, disempowers them. They tell them that they're only worthwhile if they're young, if they look perfect, if they're a mom, if they have kids. They have to fit into this box. And I didn't fit into that box. And I had to make a decision that I was going to love myself and that I was not going to be brainwashed by society to be valuable only if I fit into a certain mold. I had to empower myself and say, you know what? I don't have kids. I'm not a size 0. I'm not 25 years old. I started my entrepreneurial journey in my 40s, and that's okay. And I made a decision that I was going to love myself no matter what the ads were telling me on the, on the TV or what the social media influencers were doing. I was just going to love myself no matter what. And I also wasn't going to hide my voice anymore. I was so tired of being a people pleaser. I had the disease to please, and I could be whatever I thought you wanted me to be, but I was being very disingenuous and disempowering to myself. So I have learned that it's okay to be polarizing. That way I will either have raving fans or the people who don't resonate with me will walk away. And I'm okay with that. I'd rather be, loved by a few than liked by many.
Our journey is very similar. let's leave it like that. So as an entrepreneur, can you give a couple of tips and tools for those who feel stuck, who feel lost? What were your biggest lessons and you made the biggest shift with?
As an entrepreneur, or even in any of the pillars, if you feel stuck in your fitness and you're not losing weight, or you feel stuck in your love life and you're not meeting the one, tracking is a great way to get you unstuck. So I feel like so many entrepreneurs, we're busy, but we're not productive. We are like checking our emails, checking our social. We're staying busy, but nothing's getting done. So we have to take our focus back. Our focus is getting less and less and less. The whole world is getting ADD because we're used to pings and dings and notifications. So I really like teaching a couple things to help people get their focus. The first thing is to map out your schedule and create power hours. These are the hours that you're going to do your business no matter what. I don't tell all the entrepreneurs that I work with to quit their job. I'm a big believer in creating a side hustle. So if you have a job and you have several businesses, you have to be very deliberate with your time. So create a schedule on Sunday night about which business you're going to devote what time to, and create power hours. Another thing to help your focus is something called the Pomodoro method, which is 25 minutes of intense work and then a 5-minute break. So that is something that is really helpful. You can set your timer on your phone. There's even apps that help you with this. There's one that is called the Centered app to help you focus for 25 minutes and then take a break. So it's just great to take your power back and really focus. So I would say tracking and being deliberate with your time are 2 ways to get you unstuck.
Yes, they are. They make huge shift. They certainly did for me.
Yes.
So I know a lot of people cannot wait to tap into abundance money. How do you create those quantum leaps?
Okay, so the 7 pillars of abundance are in order of importance to me. Everybody thinks it should be the reverse. Make all the money in the world, work your butt off, hire a personal trainer, get really fit, attract the love of your life, then go to a spiritual retreat and socialize with other couples, and then learn spiritual practice. So the way that I have it set up is when you get spiritual, you're in a high vibe, then you get healthy, so you're feeling strong and powerful. Then you're coming from love and your emotions are very high. Then you are able to attract a loving romantic partner if that's what you want, or you can be polyamorous, no judgment, but you can have an awesome love life. Then you work on your mental health and your mindset through awesome summits, podcasts like my podcast, The Balanced, Beautiful, and Abundant Show. Then you socialize with other like-minded entrepreneurs that are also having a growth mindset and wanting abundance. And then you attract the money. So the money is the last piece of the puzzle. If you make it all about the money, you are going to come from desperation and not contribution. So I would tell you, when you are feeling spiritually centered and strong in your body and in love and happy, you are going to be giving from the overflow, and people are just going to be attracted to you. They're not even going to know what you do. They're like, I just want to do whatever she's doing. I want to buy products, goods, and services from this person. I want to coach with this person. I want to be a part of this person's world, because they'll feel that you're coming from love. So whatever you can do to find balance and not be a workaholic. I don't believe people should work themselves into the bone and then be burned out and depleted. I believe you should always do self-care first and give from the overflow, and the money will come.
Yes. So the money is a byproduct.
Yes.
And it's just gonna show up.
Yes. As we learned, we both took a similar training, a leadership training. It's not have, do, be. It's be, do, have. So be loving and confident. Then do the actions, do the power hours and take the actions that are going to produce results. And then you'll have the money.
Yes. So how does freedom show up in Rebecca's life?
To me, money for accumulation is greed, but money is energy, and energy is power, and the power is freedom. The freedom to do what you want, when you want, where you want, and with whom you want. So for many years, women did not have money, so they had to stay in abusive, unloving marriages, and they had to just give their time in their life for food and shelter. But now that women have learned how to make money and work, we have taken our power back, and now we have the freedom to enjoy life and to do what we want, when we want, where we want, and with who we want.
Yes, we have taken our power back. Exactly. So I have seen on Facebook that you are traveling as well, and a lot of people here are excited about traveling. So what places do you go to? Which is your favorite place? And has traveling brought you any shifts in your life? What did you learn?
That's such a great question. So I went to Italy when I was in college, and I took like a 25-year break from traveling. I didn't leave the country for 25 years. Then I live in Los Angeles. I started to go to Mexico. Then COVID hit. And then after COVID, I went back to Mexico. I recently got married. We went to Fiji for our honeymoon, which was an absolute dream. I love Fiji. The people there are so kind and so happy. And then just last fall, we went to Portugal and Spain. My favorite two countries during that trip were Lisbon, Portugal, and Barcelona, Spain. And I just love traveling. God, how has traveling shifted me? it has given me perspective. It has given me gratitude for what I have. It has shown me that we're all connected, even if we live in different countries and come from different cultures and society. We're all humans. We all want to love and be loved, and we want to connect. Like people want to connect. They want heart center connection, eye contact, smiles. Even if you don't speak the same language, it doesn't matter. You can connect with anyone if you're open-hearted.
That was beautiful. And it's so true. You really don't need to speak the language. It's not about that. It's an energy connection, opening your heart, being present, actually, that you see what's happening in the moment. So Rebecca, how do you flirt with life?
That's a funny question because I have a Gemini moon, which is the flirt of the zodiac. I flirt with life by smiling at the world. I don't care if it's dogs, people, children. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was just walking to the grocery store, and in the parking lot, I saw like a 4 or 5-year-old little boy, and I gave him the hugest smile, and he smiled back and did a little dance. So it doesn't matter, to me, flirting just means being emotionally playful. And I try to be playful with every being that crosses my path. I feel like people take themselves and they take life too seriously. And being in a flirtatious mode is just having fun with life and connecting at the same time.
Yes, yes, and yes. So what are you working on? How can the audience connect with you? And what is your free gift?
Yeah, so I am working on a women's circle. I have had so many clients graduate from my programs, make 6 figures working part-time, meet the love of their life, shed 30 pounds. And then I lost touch with them. And I thought, you know what? I want to keep my community together. So I'm going to create a women's circle. So every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, I am offering a free women's circle for women who are craving community, accountability, fun, and support. So I'm opening that up to the world. I just had my first session last Wednesday, and I'm going to start again last Tuesday. So every Tuesday, I'll make sure that I share the link with Ildiko. And then the gift is that wonderful abundance journal. I mean, I could seriously fill a library with how many journals I filled in the last 30 years. But it has been the biggest tool for my spiritual growth and unfoldment. And it has helped me on my journey to abundance, stay positive, stay spiritually fit, stay grounded, learn from other people, reframe my life from negative to positive. And I am offering that as a cherished gift to your listeners.
Thank you so much. So many golden nuggets shared. We get to do this again.
Yes.
Unfortunately, our time is up. So thank you so much, Rebecca. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to the Balanced, Beautiful, and Abundant Show. I am your host, Rebecca Whitman, taking you from burned out and overwhelmed to balanced, beautiful, and abundant. I am hosting a weekly women's circle on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, where you get to experience my coaching for free. It is open and it is amazing for accountability, support, and community. All you have to do is go to the link in bio to reserve your spot, and I can't wait to meet you on a live Zoom call. I also am having an amazing summer promotion called the 5-Day Drop. Lose 5 pounds in 5 days, guaranteed. It's a great way to detox your body. It's a metabolism reset, and it will help you feel balanced, beautiful, and abundant all summer long. So make sure you go to the link in my bio to learn about the 5-Day Drop. I am so appreciative of you listening to my show. The best compliment you could ever pay me is to rate, review, subscribe, and share with a friend, because I know you know other people who want to go from burned out and overwhelmed to balanced, beautiful, and abundant. Thanks again for listening, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Bye.